I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday.
It is.
Yes, it's Tuesday. Indeed. Good morning.
It is indeed.
Good
How
morning.
is everybody? Hope everybody's well. We're going to jump right into the Epstein hullabaloo. And the reason we're jumping into it is because the alleged entry in Jeff Epstein's 50th birthday book that Ghislaine Maxwell had a bunch of people write letters into has been released by the House Oversight Committee. They subpoenaed it from the Epstein estate, and it is this. So it's this weird drawing and this sort of like play that was typed out that had a role for Donald Trump and a role for Jeffrey Epstein in it. You may remember like the initial reporting from the Wall Street Journal about it having this text in it and then Trump's signature at the bottom. So there it is. It does appear to be Trump's signature. However, they are continuing to deny it. And Caroline Levitt posted this tweet saying the latest piece proves this entire birthday card story is false. As I've said all along, it's very clear Trump did not draw this picture and he did not sign it. Trump's legal team will continue to aggressively pursue litigation. And furthermore, the reporter Joe Palazzolo, who wrote this hatchet job, reached out for comment at the exact same minute that he published the story, giving us no time to respond. This is fake news to perpetuate the Democrat Epstein hoax.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what to believe. I don't. I mean, I know like you can say it looks like it's his signature, but I mean, I could probably try to do his signature. I know. And listen, I don't know why they wouldn't have come out with this a couple years ago. He died in 2019. I don't understand why they would go through like 16 federal lawsuits and trying to kill him twice when they can just use Epstein stuff. If they want to use Epstein stuff, if they think they've got like this huge bombshell Epstein thing, why wouldn't they just use an Epstein thing? Because they've had plenty of time to do that. So I don't get it. I just don't.
I think Democrats right now are just glomming on to the fact that there's still a bunch of people on the right who want answers, who want finality, who want the files, who want all the answers. And so this is just a piece of that. I don't know. Like if you want to just look at signatures, the Epstein card is at the top of your screen right now. There's a 1995 example of Donald Trump's signature, a 1999 example. He's a very prolific letter writer. We have like a whole book of his letters, right? I mean, this is not unusual for him. Mm-hmm. He even wrote a letter at one point to Keith freaking Olbermann, who also showed it, saying, of course that's his signature. So, I don't know. To me, it's like not. If Donald Trump just doesn't remember putting that entry into the book, that's fine. He can just say, oh yeah, now I remember doing that. What's the big deal? This was like years and years and years and years ago, and nothing he said was particularly interesting, especially when
incriminating, right?
Right, especially when you compare it to some of the other weird stuff in the book. And just so you know what some of the weirdness is, there was this other page that shows Epstein and a longtime Mar-a-Lago member who is not named joking about selling a, quote, fully depreciated woman to Donald Trump for $22,500. Obviously, the signature on the check is not really Donald Trump's signature, but that's a weird thing that they've just released. They've also released this very disturbing cartoon, and I don't know who the author of the cartoon is, but the fact that it shows Jeffrey Epstein as a young man giving little girls balloons in 1983 and then showing him getting massages in 2003, saying, "What a great country," that's freaking gross.
Yeah,
that was also included in the birthday
disgusting, book. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be way more interested in knowing who drew the cartoon. What was that all about?
Yeah, why don't they tell us that? Exactly. I know, I don't.
That seems a lot more suspicious.
I mean,
so JD is just like you. He's just like, the Democrats do not care about Epstein.
They
don't even care about his victims. That's why they were silent about it for years. The
Right.
only thing they care about is concocting another fake scandal like Russiagate to smear President Trump with lies. No one is falling for this BS.
Well, I mean, some people are. It's like, but they want it to happen. It's like the same people that are falling for it are the same people that believe that Biden got 81 million votes, and they believe that it came from a bat in a market. You know what I mean? These are the same people. I was telling you in pre-show, I drive down I-35 here in Texas, like the big main artery highway, and right near my area, which is a pretty conservative area, there's a billboard. Somebody buys this billboard. They buy space on the billboard, and they're an obvious liberal, and they put liberal crap on this billboard all the time. The billboard right now says something to the effect of, why won't they release the Epstein files? It drives me crazy. Because I'm like, why didn't you want them released right after 2019? You know,
Right.
like, you guys have had plenty of time. You had 4 whole years of Biden being in office. Why didn't you want that done then? Now, all of a sudden, they're super interested in Epstein. You know, I just find it really interesting that this is a topic of conversation because they're grasping, So I mean, I do agree with JD. I do.
I mean, it's definitely true that there was no mention. Nobody cared during the Biden administration.
No,
absolutely nobody cared. And now it's all they can think about.
Right. And if they had anything, they would have used it already.
If this is what they have, I'm sorry, but this related to Trump. I mean, the cartoon is gross, but the letter or whatever that was from Trump, I'm sorry, that is the biggest nothing burger of all time. Mm-hmm. And it makes me feel like if Trump sees it and is like, oh yeah, I remember that. Who cares? Like, I think it's worse to lie about it. It's worse to be like, that's not my signature when it looks exactly like his signature.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite is the Lincoln Project putting
it out there.
What do they say? They're like, this is like it's some sort of damning evidence. They put it out there. I'm like, do you know who you are? Lincoln Project, do you even know who you are? What your owner has been accused of? You probably want to sit this one out. You loser. Like, yeah. I feel like you've been accused of grooming young men. Mm-hmm. Men. Yeah. You may want to take all this. Some of the people who are pointing fingers and doing things here, I'm just like, I don't think you should be doing this at this point, but okay.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
Not a good look at all. You guys, you should check out the Back to Basics webinar from our friend Zach Abraham at Bulwark Capital. He's a great guy. We really love him. It's October 2nd at 3:30 Pacific. And I'm really bad at time. So you got to figure out what time that is in your time.
At 6:30 Eastern.
Thank you. And then 5:30 Central. Thank you very much. It's you can register now at knowyourriskpodcast.com. Get back to the basics of your retirement portfolio today. You only get one retirement. So check it out.
Just the one.
knowyourriskpodcast.com. Do it.
Do it. All right. So moving on, Trump held a event yesterday specifically related to religious liberty. And there were some moments. I mean, there were a lot of great moments from his speech, which of course was kind of long because once he gets in front of a microphone, man, he likes being there. Okay. Because I was like, okay, what is this really about? Then I saw all these clips because I started to tune them out when I was watching the news, but then I caught up with these clips later and I just enjoyed them so much. So you remember a few days ago, or maybe it was last week, I don't even remember when, we showed that ridiculous clip of Tim Kaine, who was like, I think it's really disturbing and makes people sound like they're Iran lovers when they suggest that it was the creator from whom we derive our inalienable rights. And he was acting like that was a problem, even though he gave an oath to protect and defend the Constitution and the foundational principles of this country, which includes the Declaration of Independence, which outlines from whence we got our inalienable rights. And so Trump ripped into him, and rightly so. Here he is.
The need for this commission has never been more clear than it was last week when the ineffectual senator from Virginia, a man named Tim Kaine, stated that the notion our rights come from our creator is, quote, extremely troubling to him. Very troubling, isn't it troubling? Isn't that terrible, though? How he would say something like that, and advocated really by a totalitarian regime. This is what they say. But as everyone in this room understands, it is tyrants who are denying our rights and the rights that come from God. And it's this Declaration of Independence that proclaims we're endowed by our Creator with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The senator from Virginia should be ashamed of himself.
Yup.
We should send him a copy of that.
I bet by now many folks have.
Okay, I was going to say he should like sit down and read that a couple times.
I mean, what an idiotic point to try to make. That was just such a...
He's being duly roasted.
Yeah, he deserves every speck of criticism that he's getting. Trump also introduced and brought to the podium the most precious 12-year-old boy named Shay to tell a story about what happened to him at school. And I mean, this boy, oh my God, it just makes my heart go, oh, you know what I mean? He's so freaking cute and well-spoken and mature for a 12-year-old. I just love this. Here he is.
Also with us is 12-year-old Shay Encinas from California. Last year in 5th grade, Shay was forced to read a book to a kindergarten student promoting a message of radical gender ideology that is contrary to his religious beliefs and ours. I'd like to have Shay come up and tell the story. It's an amazing story. Shay, please come up.
I love your tie.
What a cutie patootie.
He used to stand on a box. That is darling.
Thank you again, Mr. President. Hi, I'm Shane Cias. I've been a Christian my whole life, and Jesus means everything to me. When I was in 5th grade, my school forced me to teach my kindergarten buddy about changing his gender using a book called My Shadow is Pink. The book said you can choose your gender based on feelings instead of how God made us. I knew this was not right, but I was afraid of getting in trouble. After my family spoke up, the school treated us badly, and kids started bullying me and my brother because of our faith. And the school did nothing to stop it. It hurt a lot, but I kept trusting God. I believe kids like me should be able to live our faith at school without being forced to go against what we believe. I hope no other family has to go through what mine did. Thank you.
God bless him. I love him.
Oh my God.
I just
Doesn't it
love
just
him.
make your heart explode?
Yes.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
love him so much.
Precious.
Sweet,
Such a precious
sweet boy.
nugget. And then lastly, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. There was this little exchange because Ben Carson was seated. You can't really see him. He's kind of hidden by the podium, but he is there. And there was this really cute little exchange where Trump was reminiscing about his time running against Ben Carson for president. Here it is.
Should I tell him the story about what you said to me, Ben, the famous words? He was a very tough opponent. We were fighting it out, and we had actually 18 candidates, including me. And Ben came up to me right after the first debate. He said, you know you're going to win, don't you? And I said, no, I don't know that. I think I'm going to win, but I don't know it. 18 people, and I had never done it before. They had all done it. They were all governors and senators, talented people. He said, no, you're going to win it because God wants you to win it. Yeah. Right? Right? But that didn't stop him. We went through. I said, when is this guy going to quit? You know?
I love it. Oh my God.
He gave me these words of beauty. Then he goes for weeks and weeks. He was tough. He was a tough one. But we love Ben. Ben's special. And we appreciate it.
He is. I love Ben Carson so much.
I know. What a sweet, dear soul.
Just brilliant. Just a brilliant, lovely man. He wrote like a thing for an excerpt for our book. Yeah, a blurb for our book. He's just a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, just so dear. And that was such a cute exchange, and I love their affection for one another. It's just really sweet. Before we go on, because we do need to address the whole rumor, I guess, that when Trump attended the US Open this weekend, there were lots and lots of boos. So we're going to talk about that as soon as we remind you that you need to be taking your creatine. It's good for you.
Yeah, you should. You guys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a huge supplement girl. Like I take quite a few. Mock can attest to that. Y'all know some of the stuff I take for my hair, skin, and nails. I am like the old woman with the pill box, right? And creatine monohydrate is what it's called. And it's one of the most researched supplements out there. I promise you, you can look it up. And I've been taking it for a while. And Beam creatine is the best because it helps you build muscle, especially if you're an older lady like me and you want to build muscle because you want to make sure your bones are healthy. It also, there are studies that it helps with making sure that your bones stay healthy. It's great for energy. It basically improves how you exercise. So if you're out there walking, doing the weights, stuff like that, it supports your brain health. It's just so good for your overall like long-term health. It is a powerhouse supplement, really. And I highly recommend it. Like if you take one supplement, couple supplements, you want to make sure that you're like incorporating creatine. And Beam creatine is super clean and effective. I love that it's made right here in America. They support American jobs, values we believe in. There's no junk. It's just
no taste either.
There's no taste, right? You can put it in anything. And it's science backed. It's just really great. And the company, they're awesome people. They founded the company on hard work and integrity and keeping promises and like being good to their people. And we just really love them. So definitely check it out if you haven't done it already. Beam is giving our listeners like the ultimate Patriot discount of up to 30% off. You can try Beam Creatine, get up to 30% off by going to shopbeam.com/chicks and use code chicks at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/chicks. Use code chicks. Try it, you guys. If you haven't tried it, try it.
So at the US Open, as you might imagine, because tennis feels to me, I could be wrong, but tennis feels to me like a liberal sport. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody?
It does, but I love tennis. I used to love it.
I'm not saying exclusively only liberals like it. I'm saying it feels more liberal than say like football.
Football, right? I was saying football and like NASCAR and stuff like that are more like our sports. No, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, it's more elite. It's more elitist.
Yes.
It's an elitist sport. Right. I hear what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah. It's, not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just, that's the vibe that I get from like tennis attendees, shall we say.
Right. It's like pickleball tennis. They tend to, you wear a lot of skirts.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was expecting that when Trump went, he would get a mixed reception.
Right.
And that, depending on what angle because a zillion different people posted videos of when they showed him on the Jumbotron and what the crowd's reaction to him was. And some angles that I saw sounded like nothing but cheers. Some sounded like there were a lot of boos. And the people that were trying to make it sound like everyone in the entire arena booed him are ridiculous. And so I have to say, I was very, very happy that, what's her name? Stephanie Rule, who from MSNBC, who is no fan of Trump, who was there, actually posted this. She said, I was there. I did not witness him getting booed, and the delay was not a big deal. Wow. The day was about great tennis, and the president was there too. Because, of course, the Rolling Stone was like, oh my God, he got booed by literally everybody.
Right. Well, it's Rolling Stone, and they put terrorists on their covers. So,
exactly.
Hello.
Exactly. So, I mean, good for Stephanie for just keeping it real. You know what I mean? Because there were some people that booed him, and that's fine.
And she didn't have to do that. She could have just kept her mouth shut. So I'm a little impressed by that. Actually, it's scary that I have to be impressed by that, but I'm a little impressed by it. Yeah.
I know. It's like when journalists tell the truth, we're like, wait, what?
What's happening? The world is imploding. What's going on? Yeah.
Speaking of journalists and a very juicy story that came out yesterday, Politico ran a story about Scott Bessent and his temper.
Oh my God,
So
I
you
love
guys
him.
remember, I know I do too.
I'm in love with Scott Bessent, you guys. I'm in
Same.
love with him.
So you guys remember months ago when there were rumors and reports about the fallout that he had with Elon Musk and how they almost came to blows in the middle of the White House. They did not like each other. And Scott Bessent, as it turns out, does not play when it comes to people talking trash about him to his boss. And so that is what the story seems to be about. And it is about him and housing finance official Bill Pulte. So according to the report, there was a private dinner being held, and both of them were there. Scott Bessent was there, and Bill Pulte was there. And at one point during their spat, Bessent said to him that he was going to punch him in the effing face. And so as the story goes on, Bill Pulte was stunned. There was this encounter that prompted the club co-owner to come and intervene and try to break him up. This is according to 3 different people. And Bessent was like, he wanted a fight. And so he said to the co-owner of the club, it's either me or him. You tell me who's getting the F out of here. Or we can go outside. And Bill's like, to do what? Talk? And Bessent said, no, I'm going to effing beat your ass.
I did not. Let me just tell you, there is a difference between boomer and Gen X gays and the younger generation gays. Like,
Yep.
They're built differently, you guys. Like he's 6'5", he towers over people, he's tough as nails. He lives in a pink house.
He did. He sold the pink house.
Okay, but he lived in a pink house. It was
pink.
It was a big pink. He doesn't give a shit what you think. You know what I mean? He's just a big gay and he doesn't care. And he's the kind of gay that like, he'll tell you what kind of hydrangeas to buy. You know what I mean? But he'll also cut a biatch. He will. He doesn't care.
So the whole thing stemmed apparently from the fact that Bill Pulte was trying to talk trash about Bessent to Donald Trump. And Bessent said to him, why the F are you talking to the president about me? F you. I'm going to punch you in your effing face. And so, I mean, you gotta love a guy that stands up for himself, right?
I cannot. He's that friend. He's the friend that will be like, you want to fight? Let's fight. I love it. I love, you gotta have a friend like that. You have a friend like that.
I do. It's you.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the reason for my name today is after Shermichael Singleton, who was also talking about this on CNN yesterday, and he kind of feels the way about this that we do. Here is Shermichael.
What do you make of it?
I mean, look, I like Bessent a whole lot more because if you're working with a colleague and the colleague's going to the boss and bad-mouthing you and talking crap about you, then you need to go and check that guy and say, what in the F are you doing? Like, we're both trying to do our jobs and execute very well to bring to fruition the president's agenda and the American people who voted for him, and yet you're trying to jockey for power by talking trash about me. So like most guys, I think most guys would go to another guy and say, cut this BS out or we're going to have a problem. And Bessent handled it like a man, and I personally respect him for it.
Same.
I just love him. I do. There's nothing I don't like about this guy.
I know. And it's just so hard to imagine him like using that language because he's so proper and refined and classy, like in almost every setting. You know what I mean?
I can imagine it. I totally can imagine it.
It's hard for me to imagine it.
Every bit of it.
I love it.
And it's like a deadpan voice. I can totally imagine it. And people being like, oh my, okay.
Was not expecting that.
And also, let me tell you what hydrangeas to buy for your house. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I love that. I love that story. I love everything about it. I love that Politico probably tried to put it out there thinking this would in some way harm the reputation of Scott Bessent.
Yeah.
No.
Like his stock just went up.
I know, right?
Way up.
I mean, way up.
And it was already up.
Way up.
Yeah.
I know. It's very hard to find people that don't like him.
I know.
You know what? Well, except for Bill Pulte and Elon Musk, apparently.
The friend. But everybody has to have one in the friend group. He's that guy.
He is that guy. You know what else you need in your life besides a guy like Scott Bessent? Webroot. If you are not protecting your internet behavior, what are you even doing?
Did you guys hear last week? TransUnion confirmed a data breach that affects over 4 million people. I'm so sick of these data breaches. I swear to God, these happen like every other day.
How does TransUnion only affect 4 million people when they have literally every American's credit information?
I feel like it's way more than 4 million. Like they're downplaying it, but they say that affected 4 million, over 4 million. Okay, so that means like it's like way over 4 million. But
what we mean by that is 300 million.
Right. Exactly. But this is like a huge example of why it's so important for you to have something like Webroot and the Webroot Total Protection. It includes plans for individuals. You can have one identity up to 5 devices, or families, which is 10 identities and 10 devices. So, you can protect your parents, you can protect your kids, you can protect yourself. And it's up to $1 million in fraud expense reimbursement. That's a lot.
$1 million.
$1 million. 24/7 US-based customer support, elder fraud hotlines. That's amazing. Identity and dark web monitoring. Plus you get antivirus, VPN, cloud backup. Nobody understands the cloud, but they understand the cloud. So let them understand it, and I just feel like there's one of these breaches like every single week. So with Webroot, you have insurance for your digital life, your personal data, all that stuff. So get 50% off Webroot Total Protection or their essentials by going to webroot.com/chicks. That's webroot.com/chicks for 50% off, you guys. Do it.
Do it. It's important.
Do it.
Yesterday, we spent quite a bit of time on Irina Zaretska, that poor, absolutely gorgeous Ukrainian refugee who was murdered, stabbed to death by psychopath on a Charlotte, North Carolina bus system. And we talked yesterday about the fact that most mainstream outlets were ignoring the story completely. Now, that changed yesterday, finally, but not before Charlie Kirk called every single one of them out and said, "Dear CNN, WAPO, NYT, ABC, NBC, etc., etc. If you want to know why your ratings are in the tank and no one likes you, look no further than the brutal murder of Irina Zaretska, who moved to the U.S. to escape war in Ukraine, a story you refused to tell. Sadly, she couldn't survive the Democrats' criminal justice system. Yet you wouldn't shut up or stop villainizing Daniel Penny, a hero who probably stopped a murder just like hers. Why? Because he was a straight white American male and the perp was black. Shame on you, genuinely."
Oh my God. Just applause.
Right? Standing O to all of that.
Right. I mean, he's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. And it's so true. And when you think, it's not only Daniel Penny, it's the amount of coverage given to, for example, Abrego Garcia.
Right.
So David Santa Carla asked, which of these two immigrants got wall-to-wall sympathetic news coverage from the media? It's pathetic that it is Garcia. Pathetic.
It's criminal is what it is. It's absolutely just disgustingly criminal. These people, they aid and embed them is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on them.
It's disgusting. And then the New York Times, just as one example, if you looked at, and Elon Musk posted about this, the amount of times that George Floyd was referenced by the New York Times was almost 6,000 times. Trayvon Martin, 1,190 times. Abrego Garcia, 56 something. That was probably more than that. 0 results for Zaretska as of a certain time yesterday. I do think that they finally ended up covering it. But you guys, even when like CNN went to cover it, look at how far it was buried. This should have been a top story. It's way down there. You see that red box at the bottom left of your screen? Mm-hmm. That was what CNN Online looked like when they finally got around to it.
And it was 2.5 weeks late. And the only reason that they covered it is because people like us are covering it.
Yeah, because it exploded on socials.
Right. Because on alternative media, people like us on alternative media are literally forcing them to do it. If we wouldn't have covered it, if other people wouldn't have covered it in alternative media, they would have ignored it because that was their goal, to ignore it.
Mm-hmm. It's just, it's like you said, it's criminal. It is absolutely criminal how bad they are. And then Axios yesterday, oh my God. Their title for their article about this was "Grisly Charlotte Stabbing Video Fuels MAGA's Crime Message."
Oh my God.
Are you freaking kidding me? They might
as well have just said, "We're really pissed off about the fact that this woman got murdered." on the subway.
And makes a black man look bad.
Right. We're mad about it. Like, make that your headline, dicks. I can't. Axios is trash.
Garbage.
Absolute hot, steaming garbage.
Oh my God. And then if you thought that the article was any better, I regret to inform you that you are sorely mistaken. There was a whole part of the article where they talked about the surveillance and the fact that the stabbing was caught on camera. And so they essentially were blaming surveillance cameras. They said the videos easily shared or leaked. It can instantly pollinate across social media, a visual counterpoint to statistics showing that crime is really decreasing, you guys. It's fine.
Oh my God. I cannot with these people. You know, it's a good thing for the surveillance, because if that wouldn't have gotten out there, people wouldn't have known to be freaking careful on the subways. Like we said yesterday, it is a public safety issue. And because these people who are supposed to be doing their jobs are not doing their freaking jobs, like people like us, people out there having to report this, surveillance cameras are very important to show people, hey, get off take your earbuds out, look around, know your surroundings, have your head on a swivel. You got to know what's going on. And, you know, if you look at people, if somebody's fidgeting, looking kind of crazy, make sure you understand what your surroundings look like. This is what I tell my kids. You have to know what's going on around you. Too many people have their heads down. Not saying that would have prevented this guy from being a complete psychopath, which he is, but
that was for the 15th time.
Yeah, I mean, again, judges need to be held accountable. They have to. We have to.
It has to happen, because it's not, you know, cops are doing their job. They're arresting the people. It's the judges and the courts who are letting these psychopaths back onto the streets. And then for Axios they went further with their opening paragraph saying the gruesome video of the fatal knife attack on Irina Zarutska on the light rail car in Charlotte is drawing attention from MAGA influencers seeking to elevate the issue of violent urban crime and accuse mainstream media of undercovering shocking cases.
Yeah.
They're mad that we're noticing crime, you guys. That's what they're mad at. What the hell?
What they said is not true. I mean, it's all true. We are pointing out the fact that you guys are undercovering, or that mainstream media is undercovering these cases. So because when
there's zero coverage,
right?
That's under coverage,
right?
I'm sorry, Axios, but that's under coverage.
God, they are.
Oh my God,
you cannot hate them anymore.
You can't.
You just
you can, and you should actually. You should hate them more than you do.
Yes, I mean, they just are the worst of the worst. If somebody tells me I'm a journalist, I'd be like, why?
I'm sorry for your misfortune.
Sorry for your choices in life.
And then the governor of North Carolina, Josh Stein, came out and said, I am heartbroken for the family of Irina Zarutska, who lost their loved one to the senseless act of violence, and I am appalled by the footage of her murder. We need more cops on the beat to keep people safe. That's why my budget calls for more funding to hire more well-trained police officers. I call upon the legislature to pass my law enforcement recruitment and retention package to address vacancies in our state and local agencies so they can stop these horrific crimes and hold violent criminals accountable. No. I mean, that's all great. Fund cops, get more cops. That's fine. They are not the problem,
right?
You freaking idiot, which is what Will Chamberlain responded, saying, what on earth are you talking about, Governor? DeCarlos Brown was arrested 14 times.
Right.
The police did their job. It is your job to sign into law bills that keep career criminals in jail.
Get rid of these
absolute turnip.
Yeah. Get rid of these ridiculous, stupid judges that don't do their jobs. I mean, that's, again, we have to hold some of these people accountable, because they're just letting people out. They're just letting willy-nilly. They just get to make decisions. Let this guy out. I mean, hold them accountable. They basically, it's like these liberals will say stuff like, it's the guns. Okay. If that's the case, then it's the judges.
And it legit is. And it's just like the bar owner example that we gave yesterday. If you as a bar owner overserve someone who ends up killing people in a car crash, you can be held liable for that.
Right.
This is the same. This is the same freaking thing.
Why? How can it not be the same? It is literally the same. So we need to go for the judges for sure. Go for them. Like somebody needs to start. There needs to be some sort of a legislator that'll take that on, because it's becoming a huge problem, obviously.
Well, and it's even more interesting with this particular judge, because apparently the magistrate judge, Teresa Stokes in North Carolina, doesn't just serve as a judge. She is also a co-owner of Pinnacle Recovery Services, a mental health and addiction treatment organization. So when her defendants get diverted from jail into treatment, guess who benefits from that?
Yeah.
Guess who makes money from that?
Yeah. Shocker. This is insanity.
Such bullshit. I cannot even believe this is a thing.
Always follow the money. There's always a kickback. I swear, people are despicable.
Trump had a lot to say about this, not only at the religious liberty event that he hosted, but in a tweet, which you can read.
I have seen the horrific video of a beautiful young Ukrainian refugee who came to America to escape the vicious war in Ukraine and was innocently riding the metro in Charlotte, North Carolina, where she was brutally ambushed by a mentally deranged lunatic. The perpetrator was a well-known career criminal who had been previously arrested and released on cashless bail in January, a total of 14 times. What the hell was he doing riding the train and walking the streets? Criminals like this need to be locked up. The blood of this innocent woman can literally be seen dripping from the killer's knife, and now her blood is on the hands of the Democrats who refuse to put bad people in jail, including former disgraced governor and wannabe Senator Roy Cooper. North Carolina and every state needs law and order, and only Republicans will deliver it. Additionally, where is the outrage from the mainstream media on this horrible tragedy? Vote for Michael Whatley for United States Senate. He won't let this happen again. Yeah, where is the outrage?
Mad.
Where is the outrage? Where is it?
That's right. From our side, and that's
it's only for certain people.
My gosh, it is just infuriating. I can't frown so much because I'm going to get wrinkles, and this is why. This is why we use our amazing Bon Charge mask, you guys.
Don't F with your face, but use a red light face mask from Bon Charge. It's like next level self-care, you guys. I love this thing. I used it yesterday. You have to take your makeup off if you have makeup on. I mean, you don't. Yeah, I mean, I know at the first couple of times I used it with makeup, but then I did some research and I saw that it works better when you don't have makeup on. So I was like, well, maybe I'll start. I know. So I
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either at first, but I know, right? Because I've been.
I'll probably get better results then if I start doing it without makeup.
I think you get better results without makeup. So then, like, pop it on for like 10 to 20 minutes, like every couple days. Like 3 times a week or whatever. I've noticed a difference. I think that things are brighter. Like my skin is brighter. I really like.
I think it really does stuff. And I don't wear foundation, but I do wear powder. So I'm wondering if
I do CC cream. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? The CC cream. I do that. So it's awesome. This is like more than just skincare. If you do any research on red light therapy, it is legit. This stuff has data, like scientific data to back it up. It's great stuff. It makes your skin brighter. It's good for acne. It's good for wrinkles. And the thing about this one is it's flexible. It doesn't have a hard case. It's flexible. So it fits your skin. You walk around with it. It's portable, rechargeable, has a 1-year warranty. It's so great. Go to boncharge.com. Use code CHICKS to save 15%. That's BONcharge.com. Use code CHICKS. It is bomb. I love this thing so much. You don't have to
start washing my face.
I know. I didn't know it until that's what I read. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really feel like it works better when you don't have
I'm sure that's probably
thing on
true.
your face. Right.
I'm sure that's probably true.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, there was a terrorist attack in Jerusalem yesterday, which we need to discuss. And we're going to show you exactly what happened from a dash cam recording of it. You're about to see what happened.
The taxi driver.
I know, and we'll show him in a minute.
Yeah.
But there were 2 Palestinian terrorists who then were taken down by one guy. I think was one of the guys that took him down was ex-IDF. And then another one was like an off-duty officer, I think, of some sort. But in any case, they were Palestinian terrorists, and this Palestinian terrorists are going to terrorist. But as you saw, people running away from gunfire, there was this amazing scene of that taxi driver helping the older woman out of his taxi, literally almost getting shot. You can see that there are bullet holes in the glass of the bus right next to him.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Look at him. He's just getting that lady out. God bless him. He is the real hero.
Yep.
He's like, come on. God bless him.
Yeah.
This is in Jerusalem. People are asking where this is. Jerusalem.
Yeah, this was in Jerusalem, just middle of the day, and 6 people lost their lives, including 3 rabbis, 1 woman, and then the rest were men. And in the initial coverage, not even in the initial coverage, but in the coverage about the story, most mainstream outlets did not want to say that these were Palestinian terrorists from the West Bank. It's just like 4 people were killed, several other injured. There has been a shooting attack. They won't say who's doing it.
They won't. No, of course they won't, because it doesn't fit their messaging.
Oh my God. That is so
that's
frustrating.
Nope. They don't want to say that. That's inconvenient, Mock.
Yeah.
To their messaging.
Well, I'm just going to say it, and because I know I'll get shit for it eventually, or maybe I already have. I am a bigot against Palestinians. I have stopped having empathy for Palestinian people. No one in the Middle East wants to take these people in as refugees. And at some point, we should be asking the question why. And there's a lot of people asking that question. One of them is Shannon Kestenbaum, who we've played videos of his before. Here he is talking about Palestinians.
The reality is that the Palestinian people are a compilation of choices. They can make decisions in life. They have decided in 2005 to elect Hamas. They have decided to this day to not reveal where a single hostage has been held. They continuously, by all polling data, support the idea of Hamas remaining in power, not going into exile, not surrendering. And your idea that, well, if we just allowed them into our country and gave them citizenship, because as the Talmud says, whose blood is redder than ours, and if we allowed them to go to our pharmacies, they would just love us so much. Peter, my contention with you is you are not dealing with reality, because these arguments were not only deployed, but Israelis who actually live in Israel, who live a stone throw away from Gaza, were doing all of those things you just said, and half of them are dead.
I love how our moderators are like, here we go, because this is where it starts. This podcast is like MZB About said, this podcast is funded with federal taxpayer money through Voice of America, the State Department, headed by Carrie Lake. Really? Where's my effing check?
Where's the money?
I'd love to see it. I'd love to be funded by taxpayers. I've never once taken a taxpayer check. Really?
Oh my God. That's the new rumor now? So it used to be that we were Karl Rove operatives, and now we've moved up.
And then it was Israel, and now it's taxpayers. That's that's rich, dude. Wow, that's a total new one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but just like Tucker and just like Candace, I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions about Palestinians. I'm no longer just going to be like, oh, those poor innocent Palestinians. How come they've not brought out any of the hostages? How come there's been no news about where hostages are being held when some of them were holding them?
And people are like, we need to give them a state. They have one. It's called Michigan. They have one. They're getting it. They're starting to get another one here in Texas. They're taking over Houston. They're taking over Dallas. They've taken over the UK. I feel like they're already getting states. I don't know. It's just me.
Well, and again, it's like this whole argument about genocide, that so many people are trying to suggest that Israel is somehow committing genocide, when in fact, if they wanted to commit genocide, they literally could do it in one afternoon. And yet they do everything in their power to warn civilians in Gaza, Get out of the way of this building because we're going to set that shit on fire. Get out of the way, and here's some food for you. And here's all kinds of humanitarian aid for you. And I'm sorry that we've got to blow up stuff, but your government that you voted in voluntarily and that you apparently still support, keep building tunnels instead of feeding you. Sorry. And so when the question of whether or who is committing a genocide comes up, I don't know who this fellow is, but he's about to say, if there's a question in your mind about who's committing genocide, ask yourself one simple question.
Of genocide, which is a term that has been grossly manipulated over the last few months. To me, the single question, you want to know which party is responsible for a genocide or attempted genocide, just ask this simple question. If Israel were to drop its arms today, period, full stop, there would be no Israel. All Israelis would be wiped out. If Hamas were to drop its arms today, there would be no Palestinian civilian human catastrophe that Rob is worried about, the Palestinian civilians being collateral damage. That's just the reality. So ask yourself that question. Israel drops its arms, it's wiped out. That's the answer to the question as to who's attempting a genocide.
Mm-hmm. And when there's a genocide, your population shouldn't be growing.
Exactly.
That seems antithetical to the whole notion of a genocide.
It does seem backwards to some degree.
I mean, if you understand what genocide actually means.
And there is no one who is more bigoted towards Palestinians at this point than the son of the founder of Hamas. And you guys have seen him before. We've played videos of his before. Mosab Hassan Yousef. He was talking about Palestinians, and he's got all the rage that I feel in my heart, whether that makes me a terrible person or not. I have stopped caring.
I still
because
love you.
It's how that's all that matters.
We're good.
It is how I feel. And man, he does not mince words.
For your hypocrites around the world to finally get to meet the Palestinians for what they are. Because their understanding of the Palestinians, they think that this is just a normal human society that's being oppressed by Israel. I tell them this is a barbaric society where the vast majority agree on evil. We saw them how they were celebrating on October 8th. Nobody can forget this. No matter amount of propaganda around the world can make me forget the Gazans celebrating in the streets the slaughter and the killing and the kidnapping of innocent civilians. There is no such thing as civilians in Gaza. And of course, this is not acceptable by what's so-called international law, and I don't give a fuck about the international law.
I like this guy. Totally like this guy. He understands. He's been there. He's been part of it. He knows. Yeah. That's like his family. You know what I mean? It's like the black sheep of the family that's like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this generational trauma. It's going to stop with me. He's that guy. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are people here that he's that guy. There are people here that are like that. Hi. You know what I mean? Like you're that person that says, these people are effed, man. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just not going to be that way. And then he decided not to. I totally respect that guy. Cause I bet that was hard. I mean, imagine how difficult it was for him. And imagine how he like looks around every day thinking they're going to kill me.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine the security he's got to have around.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my gosh.
The target on his back. Holy crap.
There's a podcaster, just absolutely gorgeous. She follows us. We follow her. By the way, to our producers, if you happen to clip anything from her show, please tag her on Twitter. Her name is Erin. It's either Molan or Molan. I'm not sure how to say her last name. She reminds me of Blondie. What's her name?
Debbie Harry?
Debbie Harry. She reminds me of Debbie Harry back in the day, especially because she's now cut her hair sort of Debbie Harry style. She's absolutely beautiful. And she interviewed Mosab on her show, I think just within the last week, and asked him the question, do you love your father? And that was like so super interesting. Here is how he answered that.
To answer this, it's very personal. Do you love your father?
There is no greater war in the universe than father and a son, especially when there is a justified crucifixion in the middle of it. So sooner or later they will understand. My father maybe was capable of creating Hamas, and now it's spreading like wildfire around the globe. But what he does not understand, that I would create a counter force that's much greater. If he's the river, I am the sea. You know, if he's the wave, I'm a tsunami. There is no way around it. We have no choice. And I take moral responsibility for it. And I don't give a fuck about the Nobel Peace Prize. I don't want rewards for this. This is a war. And we cannot achieve peace except through the means of the sword now.
He doesn't love his father.
It seems like they are on the outs.
I feel like he doesn't love his father. Yeah.
So she's amazing, Erin Molan, because she's also, you know, I feel like there becomes fewer and fewer of us, people who are speaking out on behalf of Israel, because it seems like more and more people are turning away from Israel.
And I want to just interject too and say it's not just on behalf of Israel, but also against Hamas.
Because and on behalf of humanity.
Right. Because there is this increasing notion, you know, from people who are conservative, like the, what do they call them? The woke right? Who are trying to say, and I think we played on the show before, we may play it on the show, that are saying, they're suggesting that Hamas is not a terrorist organization, you know? And so that is whack. It's whack. And I reject it, and you need to reject it. I'm tired of hearing that. It's like, that makes me go, okay, enough. Like that's just flat out effing crazy. And so when people come to us and they say, you're being paid by Israel, you're being paid. No, ask what's happening to those people who are saying that those people aren't terrorists when there are freaking hostages being held still. If people who are holding hostages are not terrorists, what the hell are they? What are they?
Exactly. And sometimes it can feel kind of lonely to be on a side that you can see, whether you're on socials, you can see all the woke right and all these people just saying stuff that you think is crazy. It can be very isolating. And Erin, at the end of her interview with Mosab, was very emotional because she felt encouraged by his determination that this is a fight where, you know, that Israel is going to win. And so she decided at the recommendation of her producers to share this part of, it wasn't even the interview because this is after they'd stopped officially taping, but it was still caught on tape. And her producers were like, you need to be vulnerable and share this emotional time with your viewers. And so she decided to do it. I'm super glad she did. Here, she is actually being encouraged and supported by Mosab. This was really powerful, I thought.
So this is the reality we are dealing with, and we will fight them. We will hunt them down. It doesn't matter where they are. In Tehran, in Lebanon, in Yemen, even in the West.
I'm getting emotional just because this is such a hard space. As a mum with a little girl, I get death threats from Iran daily. So to hear you say that, because I don't question it. I go to bed every night knowing I am on the right side of history. I have zero doubt there is no complexity. It is good versus evil. No doubt. But to hear you say that just gives me that reassurance that sometimes I need as well. So thank you.
You're most
Thank
welcome.
you.
Stay strong. This fight is far from over, but we're going to kick their ass, like literally, we already kicking their ass. And this whole global chaos pro-Palestine is just a temporary thing.
God bless him.
That was good stuff. I know, right?
Right? I mean, it's like, what a strong dude.
Yeah. I mean, especially that's his blood. You know what I mean? That he is going full throttle against.
Yeah. Listen, pray for that guy.
For real. Absolutely for real. And then because we are surrounded by leftist idiots here and abroad. I mean, the UK, don't even get me started, but like it's getting bad everywhere. And there is now an imam in Houston, of all places, who is going into various convenience stores and threatening them that they need to remove any products from their stores that are not halal.
Okay.
And so it's so absurd, but this is the kind of pressure that is now being normalized here in the United States. Here's this guy just going into a convenience store and just telling the owner, here's what you need to do, or else I'm going to be bringing out all of my people here to protest in front of your store.
Assalamu alaikum. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. Muslims, right? MashaAllah. You know, as a merchant, you have every legal right to sell whatever you want.
Yeah.
But as a Muslim, I have a responsibility to tell you, to educate the people and let them know that as a Muslim, you shouldn't sell haram. There's the alcohol, the pork, the gambling, it's all against Islam. And so I'm just letting you know ahead of time, in about 30 days, we're going to start doing demonstrations around the city. For the Muslims that have businesses with haram in it, we'll let the people know that we have to teach the people the best. The Muslims have the best. So let the owners know you should begin to change the inventory, or we're just going to demonstrate. We can't stop you. You have a right to do it, but we have to give the dawah to let the people know the truth about Islam, okay? Okay, so get the haram out of your store. May Allah bless you. I love you for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
No. Where are the cowboys
Haram.
at?
I said the wrong word. I think I said halal. I don't even know what the words mean, but whatever.
Where are the cowboys at? Where are they? And where's Abbott at? Is what I'd like to know. Where the hell is Abbott? Being useless? Seriously. I was telling my husband the other day, we need a new damn governor is what we need. Because that stuff is spreading all over Texas. Unacceptable.
It's fast spreading.
Yeah. If there was somebody who was actually paying attention to this shit, that wouldn't happen. So we need somebody.
30 days passed, and he's doing exactly what he said he would. Here is what it looks like when he brings out his buddies to protest.
And not violate the religion of Islam by selling and distributing products that are against the religion, because we should love what Allah loves and we should hate what Allah hates. This is what we're here for, and little by little, one by one, we're going to be visiting all of the stores in the neighborhood, particularly the inner city neighborhoods where the religion of Islam is ignored. By not.
That is not Texas, y'all. That is not Texas. So, I mean, there are people, I know, like people who are like surrounding the area of Houston that are probably like, what is going on? That is not Texas. Not good. It's not good at all. Guys. And what it spreads.
And when you notice, he said that they were going to be going into inner cities. Right. They are not just going to protest, and they're going to be recruiting. That's their goal. They want to spread Islam. I mean, that's the whole goal.
It is the long game.
Take over the world.
That is the long game. Right. It is. That's what they want. Of course, that's what they want. And if you think it's otherwise, you're sadly mistaken. And all these people on the left who are like, it's great. Okay. You want your girls to be wearing that crap? Because I don't. I don't want my girls anywhere around that.
Yeah.
Anywhere around it. I mean, so this is the thing. Like, my daughter is interested in the University of Houston. I don't want her going there because of that. I'm being serious. Like, just even the campus itself, like the campus, just Houston in general. I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, that's one of her top 2 in Texas when she's thinking about colleges. And I'm like, yeah, we may want to take that one off the list because of that. How sad is that, right?
Yeah, it's like reinforcement of my bigotry, because like, if I see a full-on burqa, I rage. Like, I immediately rage. They don't belong in this country. Period.
No,
they just don't.
I totally agree. There's no business here.
So on to Tucker, because Tucker is, for whatever reason, now he's decided to mischaracterize Mike Huckabee and his viewpoint. This was absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to show you the screenshot first. So this is what Mike Huckabee wrote in response to Keir Starmer. He said, so Israel is expected to surrender to Hamas and feed them, even though Israeli hostages are being starved. Did the UK surrender to Nazis and drop food to them? Ever heard of Dresden, PM Starmer? That wasn't food you dropped. If you had been PM, the UK would be speaking German. And so Tucker decided, for reasons I cannot begin to understand, to completely misconstrue what Mike Huckabee said and made him out to sound horrible. Here's what Tucker said.
So Mike Huckabee endorsing Dresden I just refer you to the New Testament. That is not permitted for Christians to be in favor of that. It's just not even close. Well, I know Huckabee, I've always liked him. I don't know what in the world, if he actually said that, I don't know what he was thinking, but that's really shocking to me that he would say something like that. But in general, there's been a coarsening, I think, of people watching this stuff, celebrating pager attacks and people getting their dicks blown off. Stuff, I mean, like, why would we celebrate that?
Because they're terrorists.
Like Ben Shapiro was on there jumping up and down with glee when that happened.
No, it's an indictment of like our soul. Why did we lose this ability to empathize with other people?
If you think it's thrilling that a country would indiscriminately detonate explosives in people's pockets when they don't know who's holding those things, actually.
They do.
They don't know who's standing next to them. If you think that's great.
Children died.
Oh, I know.
I can't. He is.
I mean,
my God.
I'm sure that, it doesn't affect him in Boca Grande, Florida and Woodstock, Maine, but every place else in the country where that stuff's starting to affect people, it bothers. Listen, and on the 5th, I think it was September the 5th, maybe I have the date wrong. He said, I'm not even sure Hamas is actually a radical jihadi organization. It seems more like a political organization.
Yeah, because political organizations constantly take hostages.
Right. That's what the Republicans and the Democrats do, right? What in the world is he talking about?
He has lost his mind. He has lost his mind.
Well, definitely on this subject.
Right.
I don't know about what he talks about with other stuff. And when he talks about this subject, he has lost his damn mind because it is not a political organization only. It is a terrorist group. They are terrorists. And if you deny that, you might as well be one of those people, because I know Candace is, that says the Holocaust didn't happen. And then we just can't have a discussion. I can't talk to you. Like you're a crazy person.
He is a crazy person, especially about this issue. And the fact that he was being critical and saying it's unchristian to take any kind of glee out of the fact that terrorists are being murdered, or that wasn't freaking genius, the way that Israel did those terrorists, the way that they finished off the terrorists. I'm sorry, that was to be celebrated. And I don't blame anybody who celebrated it.
So does he feel that way about soldiers who were, who killed the enemy in World War II or in Vietnam or any other war? Does he feel that way about soldiers?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because so he basically is dissing all the people who made sure that we are free. That's in essence, that's what he's saying. Because
now we're supposed to, we can't take glee in terrible people being killed. We can't. That's not Christian
and in
of
essence,
us, I guess.
That's how it was in every single war that we've ever fought in history. So that's what he's saying. You can't do that and be a Christian simultaneously. I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
He is wrong.
You're wrong.
And the co-founder of Palantir wrote about him saying, well, I co-founded Palantir to protect the USA and our allies from terrorists, which means eliminating them as efficiently as possible. It is, in fact, thrilling to see hateful terrorists, men dedicated to the destruction of our civilization, getting their dicks blown off. It is worthy for moral people to celebrate the successful blow against Hezbollah or any other terrorists who mean us harm. My patriotic friends are making a Hollywood movie about the operation to celebrate it, and I am thrilled about that, and I will happily pay the ticket price to see it.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason that I liked Hans Gruber dying in Die Hard.
Yes, of course. Everybody cheered about that.
Everybody loved it when he fell out the window. Did we all not go? Yeah. If you didn't, we probably can't be friends. It's seriously my favorite Christmas movie. Okay.
Oh, you just started a fight.
It is a Christmas movie, you guys. It is.
It totally is. Okay, so keep in mind, Tucker just, went off on Huckabee, calling him unchristian because he mischaracterized how Huckabee was talking about Dresden. He's mad at anybody who takes glee from terrorists having their dicks blown off. And yet he also said this bunch of crazy. Brace yourself.
Let me just say, I would be totally comfortable sharing condolences with Osama bin Laden's family. I hate Osama bin Laden. On the other hand, if somebody dies, it's okay to say, I'm sorry to his family that
he had a toddler.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's immaterial. I would say that to the family of an executed murderer in a prison. It doesn't mean I support the murder or the murderer, but this is family. Like, that's okay. That's called like human decency. And
I can't. Like, there's no rationale that explains his psychosis on this issue.
Stop
talking.
Just stop.
He's gone off the rails. So he was on Piers Morgan, I guess yesterday, the day before, and he is trying to suggest Tucker is trying to suggest that there's too much conversation about Israel right now. Tucker is suggesting that. Okay? Here he is. If you don't believe me, watch.
One of the things that I really object to now is this relentless focus on Israel, which, by the way, is a foreign country that I have nothing to do with other than having been a visitor there and really enjoyed it. And it's now at the center of the conversation in my country when my country is degrading at high speed. We have a lot of concerns here. I just resent the kind of solipsism that pulls everything back to the concerns of a foreign country, and that's the litmus.
He has spent 18 of his last 20 interviews focused on Israel. And he's going to complain that Israel is always the center of the conversation.
I know.
Dude, it's you.
You could talk about other things besides that, and then you're the problem.
Oh my God. I know,
right?
It's not us we've not changed. It's him that's changed, right? Because I adored him on Fox News. I freaking adored him. I thought he was amazing.
I loved him on Dancing with the Stars. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Tucker. Remember?
It's not us that's changed. Right. I swear. He's gone crazy. He's absolutely gone crazy.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, he could be talking about a lot of different things. He used to talk about a lot of different things. Yeah.
He's he's changed and he's unrecognizable at this point, and it's just a shame.
I mean, it'd be nice if he talked about things like world leaders' wives having penises. That would be something that he could, do that.
I mean, I'm sure he will. Just give it time. Here is some really nice news, and she looks beautiful. Sage Steele got married this past weekend.
My gosh.
And look at the pictures, you guys.
Just stunning.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Stunning.
Also, just a bit of housekeeping news, and that is that we were supposed to, and still will at some point, we were supposed to be talking to Ben Shapiro today. Maybe there's a chance that it'll still happen, but scheduling is getting complicated. We will talk to him at some point.
In the next couple weeks.
Definitely going to happen.
Hopefully in the next couple weeks, we're going to talk to him. We're so excited because that's a bucket list person.
Yeah. I mean, we've wanted to talk to him forever. And so we hope to do that. Yeah. Just want to let you know that is coming at some point. We will, of course, keep you updated about that. But he's been making the rounds because he has this new book out. It is called Lions and Scavengers. It's very, very good. You should read it. And he's doing a book tour essentially right now. And he was on The Breakfast Club talking about Zohran Mamdani. And it was hilarious the way that he broke down how absurd of a notion it even is that this is going to be the next mayor of New York City. Here he is on The Breakfast Club.
He's lived a life that is one of the most privileged lives I have ever heard of any American ever. I mean, the guy has not held a job, and he's going to be the mayor of New York at the age of 33 after being a failed rapper. I'm a more successful rapper, for God's sake, than Zohran Mamdani was.
You had one record, Ben.
I know. And let me tell you, it was a banger. Now, it sucks. I understand.
And it was a banger. Like that was, remember? The song
I
that he
remember.
did?
I remember.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and people, it was like, I mean, it was pretty popular. People,
Tom McDonald, right? Is that his name?
Tom McDonald.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was great. It was absolutely great.
I mean, I don't know if it was it great? It was great.
Yeah, it was actually pretty great.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it was like white person rap.
But it did go to number 1. Like it, I mean, he legit does have more success as a rap artist than Zohran Mamdani.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, it's Zohran Mamdani. Yeah.
Also, just another warning from Scott Pressler. I know people don't like to hear these kinds of warnings, but it's important, particularly if you are in Pennsylvania. He said that Philadelphia just reactivated, quote unquote, over 5,400 Democrat voters in Pennsylvania after weeks of losses. And so all Pennsylvania Republicans must be ready to storm the polls this November 4th or vote early, or else liberals get to stay on the Pennsylvania Supreme Court to allow mass unfettered mail-in voting for a decade or more. So that is your warning from Scott Pressler. If you're in Pennsylvania, just please, please, please pay attention to what he's saying. Please.
He reminds me of a young Steve Perry. Is it just me?
Totally.
He should be singing, oh,
like
Sherry.
You know what?
Is
If you took Steve Perry and Dylan Mulvaney and fused them into a person, or Caitlin Collins, it's Caitlin Collins,
and they had a baby, it'd be Scott Pressler.
That's who you'd end up with for real.
Right.
Yeah, that's for real. Also, judges. Speaking of terrible, terrible judges, this judge in Georgia, who is Biden appointed, she has just issued an injunction allowing transgender prisoners in Georgia to get sex change surgeries on our dime.
Can we
make it make sense?
Can we just not? God, these judges suck.
Oh my God. The literal worst.
Absolute worst.
It makes me so mad.
I know.
And then
Holy forehead, right, Cruella? Holy forehead.
Well, I can't. I don't have room to talk. I can't.
I know, but like, come on. At least we know to like. Seriously, like, there's some like floofiness. She's literally like,
I don't have any floofiness.
You know, I have a huge forehead. Look at that, you guys. It's like a 5 head.
You're covering it.
But I know. But look, I know. She needs some help with that. She needs.
She could use a little bangage. It's true.
She could use a little bit there. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is just absolutely wrong. And speaking of trans people, there was this TikTok or a reel or whatever from some woman who has convinced herself that trans people are really the most self-actualized human beings.
Oh my God. I can't.
I will let her explain that crazy.
Make it stop.
It's crazy.
I can't.
It's crazy.
Just so that we're all abundantly clear here, not only are trans people sacred, they are wildly evolved human beings. I'm going to invite you to imagine for a moment the amount of strength, courage, self-knowing, and profound self-development that is required in order to walk through the world in your authentic embodiment, knowing that most people will deeply misunderstand you. The average person will not walk through the world in their authentic embodiment knowing that even 1 or 2 people in their circle will misunderstand them. From a psychological and a spiritual perspective, there is absolutely, other than love, nothing more important or more valuable than authenticity. That's why we come here into human bodies. We come here to self-actualize, to know who we truly are, and to live as our authentic selves. That's the whole point. Trans people are wildly evolved. And one day we will understand them as wisdom keepers and we will bow at their feet.
I can assure you that will not happen.
I'm never going to do that. And they're liars. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are just liars. And
to themselves, most
and
of
they're
all.
mental. But okay, you just keep rationalizing. Gosh, she's just crazy.
Keep right on
These
believing
people are
that,
crazy.
girly.
All right.
Absolutely crazy. One more example of a terrible judge, and then we'll talk a little culture. This is so disgusting. So there is a Georgia daycare worker who beat the absolute shit out of a 1-year-old boy.
Yeah, I remember that story.
I mean, you can see the injuries in this photograph, and she is out on bail.
Yeah.
This is a death penalty kind of case,
right?
If you ask me.
Yeah. As a mom, I wouldn't be here anymore. I would not. She would not be here anymore, and I would be in jail. Like, I would not be able to handle that. I couldn't handle it, you guys. This is why I couldn't. How can this be?
It's horrific.
How can this be a thing?
One of the most horrific things I've ever seen.
How is she walking around after that? Look at that sweet baby, 1-year-old.
I don't care what the 1-year-old did. I mean, aside from actually murdering someone,
Not
I
even
don't
that.
know what he could have done.
Nothing. The baby did nothing. It's a baby. The baby did nothing. Of course not. Like there's seriously, I cannot believe this woman is walking around.
Yeah. And some judge thought, yeah, that makes sense. We should let her out on the street. That seems fine. Oh my God, what the hell? Okay. Also, we need to talk about this NBC survey that they put out. So it was a decision desk poll that asked Gen Z adults, so in other words, 18 to 29-year-olds, what they consider important to a successful life. And they broke it down by men who voted for Trump, women who voted for Harris, women who voted for Trump, and men who voted for Harris. And fascinatingly, men who voted for Trump place the highest value of success, how they define success, as having children, which is incredible, right? Especially when you consider that it is the bottom most priority for women who voted for Harris. God. Think about how much of a disconnect that actually is.
That is insane. What about women who voted for Trump?
So women who voted for Trump had it as a higher value, but not the highest. So having children was rated pretty high, but it was like somewhere in the middle. They also wanted financial independence, which was very similar to women who voted for Harris. They want fulfilling job careers. They want,
right.
some of that money related stuff. But men want families. They want families and they want kids. And so now, not men who voted for Harris, because most of them are gay. So they don't care as much. But it speaks to just the huge disconnect when you think about more young Gen Z men being conservative. They're going to have a hell of a time finding women that share their values, because young women are more
career
liberal.
Oh yeah, they're more liberal and they're career minded. But I will say that I saw a data point a couple days ago, and I can't remember exactly the numbers, you guys, but it showed that men who were financially successful are men who have families, men who were married. Like your level of success is directly correlated to whether or not you are married, frankly, married. And that they go together. I actually went to the doctor yesterday. I went because I get migraines. I go to a neurologist, and my neurologist, he's a big Jordan Peterson guy. We have really great philosophical conversations when I go into the neurologist. It's like really fun to talk to him. But
he's probably testing you and you don't even know it.
Probably. Well, we were having a really interesting conversation about this very thing, because we talk about different podcasters and stuff like that. But one of the things we were talking about was this, and how there is a direct correlation between somebody's success and whether or not they are in a stable relationship, a marriage, and how marriage has been so undervalued over the past 20 to 30 years, and how this, like the younger generation, they don't have a lot of value. They don't put a lot of value in marriage like we did as boomers and Gen Xers. And then, there's been a time where that's just been like, oh, you don't need that. You need to like focus on your career, especially for women. We've been sold this bill of, it's not important to be married. It is important to be married. And like, I look at our two older kids, and they both do so well. And I think such a huge part of that is, of course, they're both smart kids. They have great degrees. They went out there go-getters, obviously have been raised pretty well. We like to take credit for that. But at the same time, they're both married, and they both have stable relationships, and they have people who are constantly, they have that support system that's built. Right. And I think when you're married, it makes a difference because you have your built-in partner that's got your back. There's something to be said for that. Feminism is sophisticated pig. It is destructive. It is to everything. And, you like Mock and I are living proof that we are not feminists, but we have our own company. We have families. We love our husbands. We're in, stable marriages, not together. People think that we love our families and our husbands and our lives and our jobs. You can do that. And I think that that's been underplayed so much.
Our company would not be what it is without
our
the support of our husbands. There's no way.
Agreed.
They are the reason that we were able to take a leap of faith and try to do this. You know what I mean? They are the reason.
100%.
It's true. It's just so sad to me to see polls like that and to realize how far and apart the value systems are of young men and women right now. It just sucks, which is why our kids need to marry each other.
Totally. Totally. I mean, it's going to happen, obviously.
I mean, that's
just give it,
just
give it like 8 years. It'll happen. Right. The wedding of the century, you guys.
That's right. That is right. All right. We got to get to some fun stuff. And of course, yesterday we spent some time on the Phillies Karen, the woman who basically was just a selfish biatch who didn't want a child to have a baseball at the Phillies game. And the Savannah Bananas, God love them. I love them so much. They, just like they made fun of the Coldplay couple, they made fun of this whole exchange as well. Here's their version of what happened at the Phillies game. There's the dad giving it to his boy.
Oh my God.
And here comes the Grinch.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
They're so great.
They have guys that are like dad bods that do cheers and stuff.
What's their name? They have the funny name because they've got like the banana nanas, the grandmas that dance.
I think it's the dad bods, isn't it? Isn't like the dad bods, isn't it?
No, it's because it's a play on the word still. You know what I mean? And I just don't remember.
It's so great.
What is it?
I don't remember, but it was their. But they're awesome. I love how they're all like normal looking dudes. Then you have like all the hot dudes on the field. You know, the eye candy.
Oh my gosh. If you have not seen a game, I mean, they're going everywhere now, you guys. So you need to try to see a game. I contend. I contend that they are still the best. Mananas or mananas.
The mananas. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Brian.
Martin
That's
said
right.
it's gay
but I contend
baseball.
the home games are the best. There's nothing like a home game.
It's not gay baseball, Martin. I promise you.
It's not gay baseball.
They're not gay. I promise you. Well, maybe some of them are, but a lot of the guys are married and they're just hot. I think some of them probably were in like minor leagues and they were doing pretty well. And they were like, you know what? This looks like a lot more fun. I'm going to do this. I think that's what they ended up doing, which it is really fun.
It's so much fun. Yeah. And they're just growing and growing and growing. They've got like 5 different teams now. Like it's the best story. Like if you haven't ever listened to the story of how they began, you really should. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. We also have a little video. There's no sound with it, but it's very quick. That shows what happens when someone is experiencing anxiety and how just the touch of a spouse can help calm that anxiety. Now, it doesn't end the way you expect, but that's neither here nor there. Listen, or watch, rather. It feels lighter when you're not carrying it alone. She's like, I got you, boo. Oh, you're still nervous? I got you. And that's where her patience runs out.
Typical dude.
Typical dude. Would it be me if we didn't have a bucket of raccoons?
Oh my God, I want to take them home. We can put them in the truck. We can put them in the truck. Look at them.
Oh my God.
I got a chip.
They're
How
little
can you
bandits.
not want them?
They are little bandits, aren't they?
Oh my God, they're so freaking cute.
They are cute.
Also, you know, I love me some pranks. And here is a tiny little montage of what happens when somebody uses a little fishing line and attaches that fishing line to a doll. This is what that looks like.
Honey, the fucking doll is moving. Oh
baby.
Nah, dude. That thing's moving.
He punches it. Oh my god, the people the guys who punch it, I totally respect. But the first guy, wuss all the way.
Why did he get the vacuum?
I don't know. Are you gonna vacuum the bad spirits? What's wrong with you? Dude.
Oh my god, that cracked me up. Also, this is inevitably going to be me at some point in my marriage. I can absolutely guarantee it.
Okay, here he comes. He doesn't know that I got two.
Oh my god.
Alright, he's gonna go check on Gravy. Oh, he's gonna freak out.
They always freak out, but then they become theirs.
Right.
They always, this is my husband all the way.
No.
We don't need another dog. And then he's like cuddling
no.
with it.
Oh no, it's gonna be bad.
Oh my god, so great.
How can you do
that? They're not even the same. One is a golden and one's something else.
I know, it looked a little shaggier and different.
Yeah,
somehow.
he was like a fluffy shepherd. Yeah, that's good. Really good. She did well.
And then lastly, we have a lab who somehow miraculously survives falling overboard a railing. This is a true miracle, you guys.
Oh. That's AI, isn't it? It's got to be. Yes, there it is. I was like, wait a second. What in the world? God, this is why I hate AI sometimes, you know?
I love it. I so love this part of it. That's the part that I really love.
The dog looked like Ella.
I know, it did look like Ella. My sweet,
Totally looked like sweet Ella.
Mm-hmm. We have a couple of thank yous from yesterday. One from Amanda Hall, who said AB 495 in California goes to a vote this week. If you're here, call your senator. Protect our kids. Pay attention, California.
Yes.
Sarah Napier said, since you didn't get any Venmos yesterday, here's one for today. Also gives Daisy a second before she has to read hers too. Because yesterday you were like, wait, it's already
it's already time? What the heck?
Also, Gigi Keith said, shout out to my husband Douglas on his birthday today. We've been watching for 2 years and have Healthy Cell, Omaha Steaks, Field of Greens, Coat Defense, MyPillows, and Fast Growing Trees. We watch every night and we love you jerks. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much for patronizing our sponsors. We appreciate it because that is actually how we make money.
It is
not Israel or whatever that
right. What I don't even know what the names of the things were that person sent. And definitely we don't get money from taxpayers.
No. Roth Lady Wright over on Local says, I think it's time some of the families of these victims that are being killed start suing the governors and mayors that won't ask for Trump's help and the judges and DAs allowing them back on the streets. I understand there isn't a precedent for it, but maybe it's time to make one. Maybe negligence, failure to perform their duties, something, maybe even civil action, something, anything to get their attention. Now you.
First of all, I have a point of personal privilege. Two people I want to thank really quick. One is Via. Because Via is like, the second mom around here. She's just fantastic. She sent a card and a gift card for Greg, my husband, who's recovering from surgery. She's just so lovely. And also Joy Marin. She's sending books and like doing all this sweet stuff for Greg. So thank you for the prayers, continue prayers and stuff for Greg. It's so sweet. He really appreciates it. And I do too. So thank you for doing that.
Really quick before you start, because there is one more that just came in
on
Venmo from Connie LaFrance, who says 100% agree Die Hard is the absolute best Christmas movie.
Yes, it totally is. It is. Sandy Stokes took my first dose of hair, skin, and nails. Oh my God, someone hide the box for me on my way to get a grandma fix. Hashtag they call me Bop. Love y'all. Go Trump USA. Right? Is it not awesome? You put it in the fridge.
That's the thing.
It is a treat every single day and it works, Sandy. Just give it a couple months. I promise you, you will start seeing results. It's great stuff. Curio23, going to miss Dad Joke Wednesday. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. Thank you, ladies. Take my money. Danae B, prayer please, had panic attack, collapsed at work. What? Not normal. One incident 3 years ago. Tall, hot male coworker caught my fall. Plus 6 super hot medics. Okay, well, there's the silver lining.
Yeah.
Thank God for strong men. Knew I was okay when I thought, damn, they're all hot. There you go, Danae. See, God
That
works.
actually also happened to me when I had my stroke.
Are you? God works in mysterious
all
ways.
the paramedics were super
They're all
good looking.
hot, right? Jennifer, no. Dems don't get that they need to be careful what they wish for, pushing for the release of the Epstein files. My guess as to why they didn't push for it before is they would all be incriminated. Let them shoot themselves in the foot. Sorry, I thought it was shit because you didn't write it. Shoot themselves in the foot yet again, sent on Jen's behalf. Yeah,
that must be one of her caregivers.
Yeah, and I feel like she's right because it will be super incriminating for them. Tom J, regarding Stephanie Rule and others, Trump has said that he's friends with lots of TV personalities that he's given permission to pretend to hate him for their jobs. You never know who they might be.
Seriously? He said that before?
That's interesting.
I didn't know that.
Very interesting. Maybe she secretly loves him. Jennifer, no. Jen says she can't believe that she has more respect for Chris Cuomo than she does for Tucker now. Crazy upside down world.
Right?
Please pray for Jen today. We will always pray for Jen. Jeff CM, glad I never spent a dime on Tucker. Yep. J City
I
10.
hate that we did, but we've canceled.
I know. Annie Wilkes or Nurse Ratchet, who was worse? I know. I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
You decide. Jose Rodriguez, morning from Texas. Imagine that. Another politician running for office who has never had a job. Just take my hard-earned wad. Yeah, that happens quite a bit, doesn't it, Jose?
Unfortunately,
yeah.
so.
All right, you guys. It's Tuesday. We're bringing it in. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week. Wonderful, wonderful week. I mean, it's getting nice and cool here in Texas. I'm starting to feel like it's fall, you guys.
Here.
I love it. Love this time of year when it's like nice and crisp in the morning and then it's summer in the afternoon. Greatest time of the year. You guys have a lovely day. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.